What is the purpose of starting or genesis of these Maha hackathon in this region? Maha means Maharashtra hackathons. We have carried out many hackathons in the AI cities and from the government of India, like international also, UNESCO hackathon, hackathons, tykathons, cyclathons. So we carry out many hackathons, but now it is a need to acclimatize with the atmosphere in the world. It is a AI. Previously, आपण मराठीमध्ये जसं म्हणतो की ठेच लागल्यानंतर आई म्हणायचं. पण आज अशी वेळ आली आहे की आपल्याला काही प्रॉब्लेम आला तर आपण म्हणतो AI. So this is the now change of, so we have to acclimatize and what are the challenges for us in the international level, national level, how to sort out these. So that's why this is the genesis and this how to acclimatize with the languages also. We have sir also Anuwadini in NETF, which is also used in the in same working on the same of the Bashini. So Maha Hackathon is a challenge and Hackathon 1, it is the initiative of the Maharashtra government. I am thankful to all our ministers, including our Chief Minister Devendra ji, our Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar ji, Eknath Shinde ji, and IT Minister Shelar ji, and with the help of the Amitabh Nag ji, who initiated these initiatives for well-being of the use of this AI. The key focus are includes AI-driven governance, drone-based disasters management, anti-drone security, and real-time speech translation solution. The challenge invites technology, innovations, startups, researchers, and enterprise to develop scalable and impactful solution tailored to Maharashtra diverse linguistic and social landscape. There is a need of, because at present we have so many challenges to ahead. Manpower is also one of the challenge, conversion of these languages into many languages. Sir, when we started AI in the engineering, I think 2020 we have implemented the AICT is the first statutory body who implemented this 36 minor, including AI, IoT, say cyber security, every times we are using the statement and problem for hackathons. And this is very useful because of the need of the hour. These of the need of hours, and students are very smart because when we are carry out all these hackathons, we find that they are having the very nice ideas in their mind. मुझे लगता है कि बच्चों में इतनी सारी आइडियाज है कि किस तरह से इंप्लीमेंट किया जाए. हाउ दे आर वेटिंग फॉर द प्रॉब्लम्स, दे हैव द सॉल्यूशंस, दे आर ब्यूटीफुल सॉल्यूशंस फॉर ईच एंड एवरी प्रॉब्लम्स. Maharashtra handles vast administrative functions across 36 districts and multiple urban and rural bodies. Delay in decision making, time taking, inefficient grievance redressal, and lack of predictive insights impact governance efficiency. AI can help optimize resources allocation, automate processes, and improve transparency in service and various portal like Aple Sarkar, grievance portal, Maha DBT, and many other state department portals. Multilingual AI can support predictive analytics in governance. So I hope that the statement which is given to you, statement problems, I hope you will give the solutions for all of these problems. And this, I think this is for the 48 hours or it is 48 hours hackathons. So in 48 hours, you have to sort out the, give the solutions. I wish you all the best for all of you for giving the best solutions and working for our areas and for our country. So I wish you all the best for this hackathon. And thank you very much, sir, for inviting me here for this Maha Hackathon Challenge 1 programs. Thank you. Thank you once again. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you for your wonderful words, sir. Next, I would like to have Shri Amitabh Nag, sir, to please come and address the startups and the young community from Nagpur assembled here for the Maha Hackathon Challenge.
Dignitaries on the dais, and my dear friends. Let me start by talking about what our journey has been and what are we. Bhashini is called Bhasha Interface for India. It is basically meant for transcending the language barrier. That means you have one language, it translates to other language. Nice. And it actually solves five basic problems. Five basic problems would mean that computer should be able to recognize what I'm speaking, that is automatic speech recognition. Number two is that if there is a text encoded in one language, it has to get translated into another language. So that is text to text translation, which is machine translation. The third is text to speech. That means computer should be able to speak out what is coded there. So that is text to speech. And then we have a lot of printed text, it's scenic text, the handwritten text. We want to all read, make it machine readable so that it can be processed. And then we are a country of diversity which has got its own culture, values, as well as ethos. We have our own vocabulary. That vocabulary is still not digital. So we are basically talking of creating a named entity recognition or a digital dictionary of the country. So this is what we are doing, and this is what we are using artificial intelligence to actually do these activities. And artificial intelligence, as you know, is closely linked with data science. So we are collecting language data, annotating it, labeling it for making it as a parallel corpora or monolingual corpora, whatever it is, to train the AI models. How did we go about it and why I am here, and when we are trying to do these hackathons, why we want these students to participate? Because I want you to know that when we created this AI model, we went to 70 research institutes across the country. Okay, the 70 research institutes across the country who had some footprint on speech, AI, as well as language. And students like you created these AI models. So that is the first space which I would like to say that these are you guys are creators of this particular platform. And now we are into the next round where we are looking for solutions. And of course, when I was discussing with Mr. Parag, who's PSIT, about the solutions, we are looking at things which are inclusive of Bhashni and beyond also. So we have problem statements which are drone related problem statements. There are language related problem statements. And obviously there is AI and governance. So what we need to do and what we are thinking and what we are looking forward from you is to, extract, whatever you are learning, whatever you are doing to apply it here and actually ensure that the AI technology is now democratized and democratized to an extent that we are in a position to, use, we have you students work upon problem statements and move forward. So I would encourage all of you to actually look at the problem statements and start submitting the ideas so that you are in a position to participate. And participation is first form of moving forward. You may succeed here, you may not, you will learn from here and succeed in next version. And also I would like to say that currently we have 3 such hackathons running. Last one was launched day before yesterday, not day before yesterday, on Friday, which was about security agencies. And we would be having series of hackathons moving forward as well. So my urge for all the students who are here is that please look at the problem statements carefully, have you do some research on this, put some ideas behind it, and then start participating. How does it make a difference to the common person's life, when you are basically doing all of this, and what difference we are making currently, and when we say we means Bhashni means AI, right? Because we are one of the largest use cases of AI. So we are talking about, farmers, right? At 2:30 today, Honorable Prime Minister, through his PM Kisan Samman Nidhi program, transfers money to the farmers. and there are 11 crore farmers in the country. Now, supposing 1% of the people have some problem in the, the money which goes in, what does, in the normal case, he has to do? He has to basically go to the agriculture department somewhere in Tehsil, then go to district, then go to all other places. What we had done, working with Ministry of Agriculture, is that we have created a chatbot by which he can ask, "Mera bhugtan nahi hua." It gets translated into the language, and he can ask in his own language. It gets translated, the answer is fetched, and the answer is given to that farmer in his own language. Now, this is operational, getting about 30,000 hits a day. Okay, so you can now look at the difference which we have made to the life of the people. We are talking Kumbh today, right? There are 60 crore people, if you know the figures which we are getting. We have created a AI Sahayak chatbot, Kumbh Sahayak chatbot, which actually is able to give the information in 11 languages upfront, right? Plus, a person can ask a question in his own language and it can actually answer the questions, right? 2 million hits on our system. People are using it, getting benefited on the ground level, which is there. Did a lot of things there. You know, Kumbh has its own vocabulary. There are 440 words which are only present in Kumbh. And that is when I was talking about digital dictionary. We collected all of that data. We had a challenge that if somebody speaks profanity on the chatbot, how should it be handled? So we blocked profanity. Then we also created a mechanism of people to inform about that there is a profanity which is being spoken. Amazing? Yes, it is happening. It is happening all through the life, and you have a chance of making that difference in service delivery, in governance, in increasing productivity, in increasing other activities. We we often see a challenge which when it happens when we are going to, uh, uh, when we look at the maps data of maps which are there. Data of map today is in Hindi or English. Some major cities are basically available in local language. So with Survey of India, we are creating a toponymy database, which is actually be in 22 languages. Recently, on the International Mother Language Day, we went into 36 languages. We intend improving those languages. And in the improvement, hackathon is one part of it, but any effort to, we are still in the nascent days. We have done something, it is being used, we are improving upon it, but Bhashini is not a platform which is created by Government of India or Government of Maharashtra. It is a AI platform which will happen only if we co-create. All of us need to contribute, and all of us need to be AI savvy to actually build this platform. And these hackathons are to spur the technology innovation child which is in you to a man or a woman as it comes across. Thank you very much.
In short, sir was saying is like code like a warrior, innovate like a genius, and conquer this particular hackathon. A huge round of applause for Amitabh, sir, for the innovative words. So next we have, moving forward, would like to invite Director I am Nagpur, sir. Please come and address the gathering and guide these young chefs and startups how to innovate and how they can actually build good solutions for this hackathon.
Very good morning. Yeah. So the guest on the dais, Amitabh Nagji, CEO Bhashini Division, Ministry of IT and Electronics, Ramakrishnan a serial entrepreneur, and Amitabh Khannaji, who is heading the Software Development Corporation of India, and he is a good friend of I am Nagpur. All the participants, distinguished guests, my dear students. So this Maha Hackathon Challenge 1.0. I think it is the first of its kind. Government of Maharashtra is making attempt, and it is happening here at Nagpur, a center point of India. I think first is always remembered, and you are all part of the first. Here onwards, many such hackathon may happen, but first is always remembered. So you are part of that first. Now this hackathon, and today the technological disruption and speed of change in this fluid world. Fluid world means you don't know what is going to come tomorrow. It is an uncertain world. So earlier we used to call VUCA world, now it is called as a Bani world. But in one line, if you want to say, earlier it was a solid word before 1990. Everything used to be more or less stable for many, many years. Regulation used to be there many years stable. The rules, regulation, the way we work, it used to remain stable for even generations. But today we have moved from industrial era to intelligent era. So intelligent era means you can't see, but you get best of the best result. Because whatever the softwares are there, they produce the best outcome, but you can't see what software is. It is invisible, intangible. So we are in such a world. So people were talking about industry 1.0, industry 1.2, 3 and 4. Now we are talking about 5. So when industry 3.0 came, 1990 internet, I think that was a game changer. At that time, people started talking about now घंटों का काम मिनटों में हो जाएगा. Many things will be get automated. That was the time. And many people thought we have reached the target. We are on the Everest. But afterwards, industry 4.0 came, IoT, cloud computing, AI. This further enhanced the automation and changed the industry as a whole. And of course, not only industry, but its related areas, even education changed. Every disruption brings the change. Every disruption affect the context. And today, context is a king. Any given context, if it is constant, the things will work the way they are working. If the context is changing because of technological disruptions, the way we work, that also has to change, otherwise we will be thrown out of the market. To remain relevant to the present world, whereas present world is continuously changing, we have to continuously update ourselves. It is, in other way I can call lifelong learning. This is the only way we can remain relevant to the present world. And lifelong learning means basically you should be, what skill you should have. I must say that one skill each one of you should know how quickly we can switch over from today's to the tomorrow's skill. What is required tomorrow, you should learn today. Then you will remain in the present world. And therefore, we should always think yesterday of tomorrow is today. If yesterday of tomorrow is today, so today where the world, which direction going, if you know and if you act, you will be in the right direction. Otherwise, you will be out of the scope. So therefore, this kind of hackathon, Maharashtra Hackathon Challenge 1.0 Bhashini division, Amitabhji has come and he has explained very nicely what kind of activities they are going and how world is changing. And India is a country of 650 languages. Officially, we have 22. But speaking languages, if you go every state, there are 4 or 5 languages you find. So if you go to Bihar, if you go to, different part of the world, Assam, or even if you go to, say, Karnataka, Mangalore side, they speak Tulu language. There is no script, but they speak. Rajasthani language, no script, but they speak. So Bhojpuri, so like that, there are 650 languages. We have such a rich culture of languages. And every state southern states, based on the languages, they have been divided as a state, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Orissa, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh. And even if you go to northern states, most of them are Hindi speaking, but the way they speak, again, it is different. Haryana language is different than Himachal, Jammu, Kashmir, and even UP, Bihar, Assam, it is different. Again, if you go to the borders of these states, say for example, Kerala and Karnataka, there is a place called Kasargod. People speak Kannada, but that is in Kerala. If you go to Palghat, Palakkad, people speak Tamil, but it is in Kerala. If you go to Belgaum, people speak Marathi, that is in Karnataka. If you come to Solapur and related area, Akkalkot, Solapur, Jat, people speak Kannada, study Kannada, but they are in Maharashtra. I am one amongst them. Now, as per the Minority Commission, where people speak what language in those places, those primary schools, government of respective state governments are established. That is one part. When you see they study in that own language, but they can't appear respective public service commission. A Kasargod people cannot appear Kerala Public Service Commission. Belgaum people cannot appear Karnataka Public Service Commission. In Maharashtra, Kannada speaking, they cannot appear Maharashtra Public Service Commission. Because a state language is a compulsory for Public Service Commission. Now, these are I think, Amitabhji, these are the difficulties in the border of the states. Even if you go to Chandrapur, there is a place, it belongs to both the states, Telangana as well as Maharashtra. There are, the police stations of both the states are there. They vote in both the states, still not decided which state they belong to, but they belong to both the states as on today. It is here in Vidarbha. So, and they all speak Telugu, but that is in Maharashtra, claims it is in Maharashtra, Telangana claims it is in Telangana, both the police stations are there. Now, I'm not talking about border, but I'm talking about people in that. So, Telugu speaking and studying in Telugu, they cannot appear Maharashtra Public Service Commission. Now, it is their right to respective state, but even though right is there, they cannot appear because they are not studied in Marathi. They are not studied in Telugu. So those are the same is case in border of Orissa, border of Bengal. So everywhere these are the issues. One side the rich culture and diversity, other side these are the issues. But I'm sure now such kind of the Bhashini division, I'm sure they will look into that, and people, young people, talent people like you, how to solve the problem. Even though they are studied in their own language, mother tongue, today in national education policy, Government of India promotes mother tongue, so that idea, creativity comes in your own mother tongue. If you study other language other than your mother tongue, particularly India fashion was going to convent schools, but you will not get creativity. In the night, somebody puts a hot water on you, you will not speak English language, you will speak your mother tongue. Yes or no? You will not talk what language you studied, but you speak what mother has taught. So therefore, creativity or unknowingly, your idea, everything comes in your own language, and mother tongue is the best language in the world, and it is taught by mother. So therefore, a Government of India in national education policy, 3 language policy, as well as a lot of promotion is happening even in MBA schools here. Our Bhasha Samiti in Ministry of Education, we are converting books in all the languages. We are not teaching MBA in Marathi or Telugu or Kannada, but we are preparing the books, and this software is going to help. We are preparing the books. Students coming from, because in I am Nagpur, if you see students coming from almost every state and union territory, they should read the books related to marketing, finance, operations, supply chain in their own language. So that provision we are planning to do, and first of its kind meeting is going to happen. A person who is heading, Chambu Shastri is heading, he said we will start from Nagpur. So Nagpur is going to conduct such workshop, and all our learned professors, those who are writing the books in English and all they have written, they also write in their own language. So we are working on that. But this kind of problems now it is going to solve. Earlier people say if you don't know English, you cannot work in the corporate world. During my time, whether you know skill or not, that is a secondary. But knowing English is primary if you want to work in corporate. That was Jamana. But today it is no more required because softwares have come. Even if you speak in Marathi, a front person can understand in Japanese their own language. Digital twin has come. Even your image will come. Your lip movement will be Japanese movement. Even you are speaking Marathi, your image will speak Japanese lip movement and conversation. So today technology has reached such a stage, all these problems, what I told, whether it is a border language problems or this kind of international problems, they are going to solve. 2006, when I was in China, first time I went, and Shanghai, today it is one of the best university, comprehensive university, triple accredited. There, no professors used to speak English. Three students came to receive me to Shanghai. They were all fluent in English. I asked, how come you learned English? He said, my mother taught, a tutor they kept and they taught us. It is through external teacher we learned, but no professors used to teach. And we used to use that translator and all. When 2009, when big earthquake happened, I went to Northwest University, Yangling. Their professors started speaking Chinglish, China English. We also call English in China English. And they used to, when we were there, our team of 4 or 5 people, 3 vice chancellors and myself, we were there. They used to, Indian English is so super, so great English, they used to say, because for them, it was very difficult to speak English, and that is how they made our English as a great English. So, but now if you go, China is the biggest English speaking country in the world. It may not be British English or American English, but it is a Chinglish, but they understand. So today software has come, you need not to learn. You can do everything in your language, your own language. However, you can do the business, you can work. And communication problem, English is no more required. Softwares will take care even if you do everything in your own language. So those are the days. In future, you need not to students coming from rural background. English is a problem. That problem is going to solve by the softwares. And this hackathon is also going to give solutions to lot of problems because you are all young minds. And today, countries on the movement. Entire world is looking towards India as a center point of the globe. India has already taken the leadership of the globe, and entire world is looking China minus, whether it is America, Australia, Japan, everybody is looking towards India to solve the global problems. So we are in a good position, and therefore 21st century belongs to India. Basically, if you look at the previous century, it belongs to Japan. It belongs to quality. But this century is going to be India's century. India is not only lead the world, but from India to the world. Till today, we are the biggest consumer of the technology. Produced by the Western world and Chinese, we are the biggest consumer. Even our Ganesha festival, Chinese produce Ganesha statue only for us, they don't worship. And we used to buy in big way quality Ganesha statue during the Ganesha festival. We buy from Chinese because it is much low in cost and better quality. So China was the manufacturing hub of the globe, and that is where Chinese ruled from 2002 till date. Now it is a turn of India. India is focusing on manufacturing. India is also set up Anusandhan National Research Foundation, and 2 year back, 50,000 crore rupees kept, and this budget again 10,000 crores they are kept for interdisciplinary R&D, a separate division under the Department of Science and Technology. This is one aspect focusing on manufacturing. Government of India also set up 2 semiconductor factories in Gujarat and one in Assam. This is just beginning, and Government of India is going to focus more on manufacturing, because those who are not good in manufacturing, they cannot lead the world. Japan led the world 1980 to 95 because they were known for manufacturing, whether it is a passenger car, Sony Electronics, or name a few construction equipment. China, Shanghai became manufacturing hub. Now it is a turn of India. So India is focusing big way on manufacturing. This is one part. Second, the natural gift to India is our population. When I was the kid, India and China were known as a poor nation because huge population and poor nation per capita income was very, very low. Population was a negative in those days. Today, population has become big positive for India, 1.4 billion, highest, and 1 in 6 people in the world, one belongs to India out of 6. Now, why it is advantageous for India is going to be a manufacturing hub of the globe like China, because India is sitting on big data. So many people and so much of data. You see, in 1986, India was having only 6 mobiles. 6 mobile. Country 6 mobile, and today probably in one family we have more than 6 mobiles. Everyone has a mobile. 73 mobile invented and 86 6 mobile in the country, and today we have, along with roti, kapda, makan, mobile is there for each and everyone. So data, and one of my friend who was in Silicon Valley, he runs a software company, medical equipment. He said, I am second generation Indian, I am shifting to Bangalore. I asked why you are shifting. He said, I want to serve my country. I said, don't do bakwas. You are not coming India to serve the country. You are coming India because wahan kuch nahi hai. Because now America is in bad shape. Their GDP is in, because India is the only country last 3 decades, 30 years, average GDP is more than 7. This is the only country in the world. And huge data is there. America, there is no data, and they want to lead AI. They have to come to India because to train the machine learning, deep learning, data is required, and data, entire world is looking towards data because India is sitting on big data. Big data is much more than costlier than gold. And that is where R&D, whether India wants or not, government of India wants or not, everybody will try to come to India. It is a reverse migration. Not only Indians coming, people from other nationalities also come to India, because this is the a land of R&D because of big data. If you want healthcare data, highest data, because if you want to make the machine expertise, because AI has taken over the brain power of the people. Till now, automation happened from man labor force to the people, but now it is a brain power of the people has been taken by AI. And even many of the out of 1200 behaviors of the human being, already 65 have been incorporated into the robots, and probably they may go ahead maybe 600 700 in coming years. And in future, the way we think, the way we talk, the way we behave, robots also can understand. So this is a kind of world. Robots are going to be co-partner. They are no more dead machines, but they can sense, they can understand, they can feel. So such kind of world, not only human being it was there, now the brain power has moved to robots also. In such a kind of environment, India is the land of R&D. It is going to be a natural land of R&D because of the population. Only one region population. So therefore, many Indians, those who settled many, many years and decades and generation, they are all looking India. It happened in China, but China government attracted them paying high salary and all. Indian government is not doing that. But even then, Indians abroad they are planning to come, because the ecosystem is in India. All Silicon Valley people now they are converting Bangalore as a world Silicon Valley because of the data. So therefore, India is going to be the land of technology producer, not only consumer. Till today, we are known as a consumers of technology. We used to praise Satya Nadella and Sundar Pichai, Indian origin. They already surrendered their passport. They never say we are Indian origin. But we are proud of them. But if you look at the Indian companies, whether it is the Tatas, Birlas, Godrej, many companies in India, they are in India and they are working for India, they are providing employment. I think now the time has come, localization, global localization. Indian origin has no meaning. Easy Indian or not, I think that is important. So therefore, if you want to take our country to the best of the best in the world as a role model, I think we should respect Indians, not Indian origin. Indians are more preferred than Indian origin. And those who want to come to India, we should welcome. And globalization is happening, localization is happening. In such a situation, I was in Saudi last week. They said the first preference will be local people for the employment. If you go to Korea, Japan, they don't use the American software, European software. They don't use Facebook. They don't use LinkedIn. They don't use all those things. They use their own Alibaba product they use in China. But in India, we say, Satya Nadella is ours and this Google person is ours, and we use the product. When COVID happened, they could not give a single pie, but Tata gave 1,500 crore to the government of India to support. So therefore, I think the time has come. It is our time, 21st century ours, and AI, machine learning and training the machines to make them better than the best super machines. Entire world is dependent on India, and it is the right time at the government of Maharashtra under the leadership of Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister and IT Minister, and government of Maharashtra is always front runner when it comes to FDI. FDI, foreign direct investment. China became China because of FDI. And India in FDI, Maharashtra is the number one state, 28%. I'm not talking about Davos, our Chief Minister has announced. It is in addition to that. Before that, it was 28% Maharashtra, 27 Karnataka, 27 point something, again 27 point something Gujarat. These three states together constitutes more than 72% of FDI. Rest all states, if you take other states, it is even comes 2%, 3%, 0.5%. So I think this is the state. I think I am sure our IT minister, keeping this in mind, this hackathon, they are organized and central government is recognizing that. And in that, they kept I am Nagpur in mind. So I thanks to central government as well as state government. So happening place, India, and therefore hackathon, and today country is blessed with youth population. Youth population means young nation, and young nations always ruled the world. Japan was youngest, 65, 80 to 95 ruled the world. China was, Singapore was youngest, 80, 95 to 2000. Singapore was the innovative nation. 2000, China was youngest, ruled the world. Now India is youngest, now India is going to rule the world. It is our time. And in next year, India is going to achieve 5 trillion, beating Japan and Germany. We are going to be the third biggest. And in startup space, we are already third biggest. And very soon we may go to the second biggest. So many great things are happening. And it is all the demographic dividend started 2005, 6 and 2041. It is going to be the peak. And government of India decided to be a Viksit Bharat Amrut Kal 2047. And at that time, India still remain a youth nation. After 55, 56, India is also going to join aging nation. Like Europe, Japan, Canada, America, they are all aging nations. People, those who retired, they are more in number. People, those who are working, they are less in number. So coming 15, 20 year are golden days for India, probably After 26, 27, India, after achieving 5 trillion, then there onwards, every year India is going to, year or two, India is going to add 1 or 2 trillion, and it is going to be 30 to 35 trillion, and that is required to become a Viksit Bharat. Per capita will come 15,000 US dollar. Today we are close to 3,000. So it looks impossible, but it is going to possible because the way things are happening, there is a geometric growth. In traditional way, it will not happen. But India is moving in a geometric growth. You all know that UPI is 17 billion transaction per month. You know the Digi Yatra. In digitalization, India has a role model for rest of the world. In company level, it has not happened. Household level, we all order many things, food items. It is a digitalization. Household and government, it is top. So therefore, India is doing great things, and you are at right time, right place. And young generation today, in our time, my time particularly, I have listened to my parents, I am listening to my kids. Now, your time is very clear. You have to listen to your younger generation. So, and young generation, they are great in technology. They always remain relevant to technology. And that technology is a literacy. 21st century, people say literate people are those who understand the technology of today and tomorrow. It is not that who knows A, B, C, D, or alpha, beta, but those who understand the technology and understand tomorrow, they are going to be the 21st century leaders. So therefore, this hackathon is going to play a very, very important role. I am sure each one of you, you have great idea, great minds, lot of freedom, probably the kind of autonomy your family members have given each one of you, that ecosystem was not there at our time. You can say no to your parents, father, mother. I want to do this only. So these are the things, because you are all our kids. Our time it was not there, but it is your time. And how to make use of your time, this kind of hackathon, I'm sure you come out with many great ideas, and these ideas may turn around and you may become a great entrepreneur. And maybe 15, 20 years, probably you will be invited a platform like I am Nagpur to address that generation, next generation. So I'm sure many of you stand up in the crowd and to become a great entrepreneur and great consultant and great leaders in the corporate world. And to become that, you should think big, try hard, and hard work, there is no substitute. And think beyond, out of box thinking is important. And if you do that, many such challenges you can overcome, and you stand up in the crowd and you are going to be the winners of the challenge. I wish you all the best. Good luck for this Maha Hackathon Challenge 1.0. Wish you all the best. Good luck. Welcome once again to I am Nagpur. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir, for bringing the international landscape also into the picture. Moving forward, we have from the startup segment from the Nagpur city only, CEO of Inverse AI, Sri Ramakrishnan, sir. So please come and address the gathering about the actual innovation parameters they have to keep while submitting the idea, sir. Please. A huge round of applause, please.
First of all, a very good noon to a wonderful, brilliant, rare guru, Dr. Bhim Raji. I said this earlier once in I am Guru. Guru is someone who dispenses with the darkness. Gu means darkness. Ru means dispenser of. So you are one such great guru we have known, sir. Our CEO of Bhashini, Amitabh Nagji, who's changing the landscape of Bharat one language at a time. And shall we welcome you in Marathi language? आम्ही तुम्हाला मनापासून स्वागत करतोय Amitabh ji. And one more Amitabh ji Khanna on the dais. And my dear wonderful people sitting out there, innovators, startup entrepreneurs, and wannabe startup entrepreneurs. Friends, we are at a very interesting inflection point in the history of humanity. If I say it's a tectonic shift in the history of humanity, that's an understatement. 300 years ago, when Benjamin Franklin invented electricity, what happened thereafter? You had millions and billions of industries set up on the top of it. Today, it's given like water, air, electricity. It's given. But you can't do anything without electricity, right? A little 3 decades ago, 30 years back, you had this invention of the World Wide Web, Sir Tim Berners-Lee. And what happened after that? You had trillion-dollar companies like Google, Meta, Microsoft built on the top of that technological revolution. This is the power a technology throws open to everyone. AI, my dear friends, is called the new electricity. And like all experts have been saying, I would like to echo that AI is going to have a far reaching impact than any of the technological revolutions that humanity has seen till now. How much impact it's going to create? One report states that it is going to impact new wealth creation upwards of $15 trillion. Now it's a lot of money, right? $15 trillion. But how much is $15 trillion? India's GDP is about $4.5 trillion. So we are talking about 3 times India's GDP. That is the kind of opportunity AI is opening up. And you all can be in the front row of that revolution. Coming to India, coming to Bharat, we are the oldest civilization. We are the youngest, we are the youngest country, and we are also the largest democracy. But what makes us the oldest civilization? It is languages. And that is what we are talking about today. We have 22 scheduled languages, which are scheduled in the constitution. We have 120 plus major languages. But the interesting fact is, we have more than 1600 dialects, like our Dr. Bhimrai talked about. And this is the fabric of the nation called Bharat. So language is not just a language. It gives the cultural richness of a country, the richness in terms of science, the richness in terms of culture, richness in terms of all the intricacies of a nation is all embedded in the language, and therefore, amplifying the language, amplifying local languages, like you rightly said, sir, and amplifying language and dividing the language barrier like Bhashini is doing today with AI is what is needed. My dear friends, it's a great opportunity here for all of you to participate. It's a great hackathon, and there are multiple problem statements that are given here. And I strongly suggest put your best. I have not seen a hackathon like this. I have not seen a prize money like this. Ajay, I have not seen a prize money like this. Amitabh ji, that is given. It is equal to a couple of years of salaries, right? When you get out of the campuses, right? Take the most of it and sit tight and solve for the world, solve for Bharat. Let there be innovation from Bharat to the world. Thank you so very much and all the very best.
So thank you, sir. So we'll be taking a 5 minute break, and then we'll be moving for the session on hackathon, what Maha Innovation Challenge is, how to submit the ideas. So thank you, sir. Serious. I think Sir said Sir has to leave, so Sir said please skip me. Okay. So, yes, sir. So thank you, sir. Thank you all the dignitaries for joining us. So we'll be moving to the next section after 5 minutes. Sir, please come forward for the group photograph, please. Amitabh, sir, please come forward for the group photograph. Here on. I request Amit Bajpayee ji to please join the stage and Mr. Anurag from the DIT Maharashtra. Okay, group photograph. Okay. So we will be, please keep be seated. We will be having a group photograph outside. We'll be guiding you, please. Hmm? Let's take it. All. So we can move out for the group photograph now, please. In a sequence, you can exit the hall, please. Yes. Please do me a favor. Please call your friends to come inside and assemble so that we can quickly finish before lunch important sessions. Please call your friends. Some of you may go out and call other folks in. Okay, so हम लोग start करते हैं जब तक सब लोग जुड़ रहे हैं. I was directed to mention that particular thing that ज़्यादातर innovator startups और AI fraternity के students यहाँ पे जुड़े हैं. So I would like to know while setting the context for the hackathon that किस स्पेस में मुझे आपको समझाना है. अगर ऑलरेडी यस सर. नहीं नहीं नहीं, जल्दी ओवरव्यू ऑफ द हैकाथन, वन पैनल डिस्कशन एंड देन
सेकंड पैनल डिस्कशन हो जाएगा अभी?
नहीं नहीं, लंच के बाद देंगे.
लंच के बाद?
लंच के बाद देंगे.
अच्छा ठीक, तो ये हमारे वाला भी हो जाएगा?
हाँ जी हाँ जी. सो बात करने से पहले ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है कि ऑडियंस क्या समझना चाहती है. तो आप लोगों में से कितने लोग पहले किसी हैकाथन में पार्टिसिपेट कर चुके हैं? रेज योर हैंड्स. जस्ट रेज योर हैंड्स, इसमें शर्माने की कोई बात नहीं है. अगर आप जीते हैं या नहीं जीते हैं, जस्ट टू नो. ओके, आप लोगों में से कितने लोग एआई डोमेन से हैं? माय गॉड, ऑल द ब्लेजर पीपल. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. So it means I have to create a combination and then so ये वाला सेशन थोड़ा सा इंटरैक्टिव रखेंगे. थोड़ा सा ऐसा रखेंगे कि इसमें लेक्चर ना हो और चीजें थोड़े अच्छे से समझ में आए ताकि आप लोग अच्छे से आइडिया सबमिट कर पाए. क्योंकि आउटरीच सेशन का मेन पर्पस यही है कि आइडियाज कैसे सबमिट करवाएं इन प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट्स पे. आप लोगों में से कितने लोगों ने प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट्स देखी हैं इस हैकाथन की? जस्ट रेज योर हैंड्स. The Blazer guys are smart. Okay. So the moment my colleague is here, Anirudh, let us just settle down and then we'll start. So जो hackathon के बारे में अभी तक जितनी भी जानकारी आपको मिली है, Maha Innovation Challenge, it was launched by Honorable CM. It is having 4 problem statements. ये सारी चीजें तो कॉमन है जो आपको यूजुअली इस पोस्टर पे भी दिख गई होंगी. कुछ चीज ऐसी हैं जो मैं आपको अभी बताऊंगा एक एक करके. आपके सामने जो भी दिख रहा है ये हमारा हैकाथन का पोर्टल है जो भाषिनी की वेबसाइट पे है. भाषिनी की वेबसाइट पे आप जाएंगे bhashini.gov.in. अगर आप ओपन करते हैं तो एंड इवन दो आपको जो एक फ्लायर मिला है उसमें जो क्यूआर कोड है उसको आप स्कैन करेंगे तो you will directly land into that particular web page जो कि ऐसा दिखता है. So as mentioned in the website that there are 4 problem statements. So I would like to request my colleague to go to the problem statements. जैसा दिख रहा है हमारे पास 4 प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट्स हैं. हम लोग पहली प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट से शुरू करेंगे. दैट इज यूज ऑफ एआई इन गवर्नेंस. बड़ा ही सिंपल टाइटल दिया है, बट हम लोग इसमें आपको लिमिट नहीं कर रहे हैं कि आपको यही चीज बनानी है. इसमें आपको पहले समझना होगा कि व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस गवर्नेंस इज फेसिंग. कुछ टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ अ बिल्डिंग अ एजेंट और अ चैटबॉट. कोई ऐसी स्कीम जिसके ऊपर कोई चैटबॉट बन सकता है. आप लोग महाराष्ट्र से ही हैं, आपके एरिया में कोई गवर्नेंस रिलेटेड इशू है जिसको आप ट्रेस एंड ट्रैक करना चाहते हैं, उसके ऊपर सॉल्यूशन बनाना चाहते हैं. यू कैन डू, you are free to develop anything that you think that it should be useful in the governance segment. So अगर आप नीचे देखेंगे हम लोगों ने 5 एक हिंट्स दे दिए आपको. वन इज AI powered chatbots. You can create a chatbot. You can use AI for the fraud detection in multilingual format. You can do the predictive analysis of a disaster response. आपको कोई डेटा सेट मिलता है, उससे आप कुछ ऐसी चीज बना सकते हैं जिससे आप कुछ प्रोडक्टिव एनालिसिस कर सकते हैं. AI फॉर ग्रीवेंस रिड्रेसल. आपके एरिया की शिकायतें आपकी भाषा में किसी MLA या किसी डिपार्टमेंट के पास आप पहुंचाना चाहते हैं, ऐसा कोई एक सिस्टम बनाना चाहते हैं, आप बना सकते हैं. यू आर फ्री टू मेक दैट. एंड ऑटोमेटेड डॉक्यूमेंट वेरिफिकेशन. काफी लोग होते हैं जो कई ऑफिस के अंदर कागजों का सबमिशन बहुत ज्यादा होता है, डॉक्यूमेंट वेरिफिकेशन में टाइम लग जाता है. सो वी गेव यू द 5 इनपुट्स, बट वी आर नॉट लिमिटिंग यू गाइज टू पुट like to stick to these particular things. We really want an open innovation segment to come up. तो आप अपने दिमाग के घोड़े दौड़ाएं, प्रॉब्लम्स को समझें, प्रॉब्लम्स को पढ़ें, एंड देन उसके ऊपर ये AI फॉर गवर्नेंस वाला सॉल्यूशन आप बना सकते हैं. मेक श्योर जो भी सॉल्यूशन आप बना रहे हैं वो आपकी नेटिव लैंग्वेज में होना चाहिए. नेटिव लैंग्वेज मतलब मराठी लैंग्वेज में होना चाहिए. अब मराठी लैंग्वेज कहां से आएगी? एनीवन? अगर आप कोई चैटबॉट बना रहे हो तो उसमें AI लैंग्वेज, मराठी लैंग्वेज कैसे डालोगे आप? व्हाट यू विल यूज? किसकी API? नहीं, यहां ये नहीं करना है. यहां पे आपको भाषणी का यूज करना है. ठीक है? सो दिस इज समथिंग लाइक, लेट्स हैव अ फर्स्ट नो हाउ अबाउट भाषिनी. भाषिनी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का एक प्रोग्राम है जो 22 भाषाओं को कैटर करता है. ठीक है? तो 22 भाषाओं के जो AI मॉडल्स हमने बनाए हैं वो API के थ्रू आपको अवेलेबल हैं विदाउट एनी कॉस्ट. सो APIs लेने के लिए आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, हम धीरे धीरे आगे आएंगे. सो आई वाज जस्ट ट्राइंग टू नो कि आपको भाषणी के बारे में कितना पता है. तो अभी कम पता है, तो मतलब मुझे उसमें ज्यादा फोकस करना है. ओके, सो दिस इज फर्स्ट प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट जिसके ऊपर AI इन गवर्नेंस को हमको यूज करना है और इसके ऊपर सॉल्यूशन बिल्डअप करना है. इसके ऊपर किसी को क्वेश्चन है, रेज योर हैंड. वी कैन हैव माइक्स आल्सो. प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट 1 पे, हाँ प्लीज. हाँ जी, नहीं 5 प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट नहीं है, ये पहली प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट के 5 ऐसे वर्टिकल्स हैं जो हमने आपको बताए हैं कि आप इस पे सॉल्यूशन बना सकते हो. दैट्स व्हाट आई सेड, ओपन इनोवेशन. राइट? हम लोग लिमिट नहीं कर रहे हैं, बट स्टिल ये 5 ऐसे एरियाज हैं जो हमने आइडेंटिफाई करें. ठीक है? एनीवन एल्स? विल क्विकली मूव टू द नेक्स्ट वन. ओके, मूविंग टू द प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट नंबर 2. दिस इज यूज ऑफ ड्रोन्स इन द डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट. अब ड्रोन का वर्ड आ गया तो इट मींस समथिंग इज गोइंग टू फ्लाई. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. Everyone or anyone is flying the drone, but here the catch is नीचे 5 पैरामीटर्स लिखे हुए हैं. ड्रोन का यूज करके हाउ यू कैन एक्चुअली यूज इट फॉर द इमरजेंसी पर्पसेस फॉर द डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट. सो जस्ट व्हेन यू आर सबमिटिंग एन आइडिया, जस्ट थिंक ऑन दोज लाइंस कि आपका ड्रोन कभी NDRF जैसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन यूज भी कर सकती है. तो सिर्फ ड्रोन नहीं बनाना है, ड्रोन आप कहीं से भी ले सकते हो, लेकिन ड्रोन के ऊपर जो आपको बनाना है उस पर ज्यादा काम करना है. That is drone based flush monitoring and real time alerts in regional languages using Bhashini. So you take a drone, take a chassis, build a drone, and then you build something on top of it on the software. that can give you the alerts, emergency alerts, disaster. You might be knowing uh, there are the APIs available for the weather monitoring and geolocation APIs. Try to use Bhuvan, then try to create some kind of alerts in that particular area, intruder alerts. You can use whatever you want, but you have to get into the topic when you submit an idea. कि आप एक actual problem cater कर रहे हो. Second is the drones. Third is the autonomous drones for the rescue operations. You can use it. Any kind of drone application that you're building, you should have a language component on top of it. Language component using Bhashini APIs. Bhashini APIs gives you a Marathi language. It's far more accurate than anything else. But you have to use it as a component in which if you are getting an alert, वो alert play भी हो सके. और जब लिखा हुआ text play होता है तो उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? अगर कोई लिखा हुआ text to speech. A big round of applause for the guy, please. Basic technology है लेकिन mention करना जरूरी है, right? Then thermal imaging drones. The drone will be there. Then you have to put a camera component on top of it that can detect the thermal things, right? The people who are working on the AI, Jetson and computer vision might be knowing this, that there are a lot of open source libraries available that can be utilized through a camera on a drone that can actually cater to these problems, right? That's just drone assisted surveillance. So these are five line items that we gave you. Now again, here also we are working on an open innovation model. We are not limiting you to five. You ensure what kind of component you want to plug in into your drone where there is a language component is enabled. Right? Any questions? Can you move to next? Then we are having a good panel discussions also. Any questions on drone part? Moving to the third point. Third problem statement is the anti-drone technology. So when there is a drone, we have kept anti-drone also. So if team A is working on a drone, team B will be working on how to shoot that particular drone down. So this is also an alert mechanism that the problem statement is framed. AI driven drone, like someone is not flying that drone, let AI drive that particular drone so that anti-drone के mechanism से we are safe, right? If a person is flying a drone, that's a different thing. If AI is flying the drone, that's a different thing. And that particular thing, you can create a model how you can save your drone from the anti-drone things. That also becomes a kind of a patch you can develop. RF based drone, anti-drone solutions. Again, it's an open innovation. We are not limiting you. So integration of anti-drone systems, utilize entire thing, integrate with the Bhashini APIs and then build a solution. The solution needs to be in the Marathi language. That's the main context, main thing that you have to keep in your mind. Whatever you are building in these problem statement needs to be in your native language. So I only know one word from the Marathi, that Ata Maji Satakli. That is from that movie only. But you know better, like if a person living in a block area here and want to use a drone and is getting alerts in the mobile in English, doesn't make sense, right? Doesn't make sense. If a farmer is trying to flying a drone and he is having some weather forecast system in the like nowadays farmers are using it, he's getting alerts that there is a heavy rainfall expected and he's not able to understand on the message. But what is the role of the technology then, right? So try to use Bhashini. That can you use Bhashini speech to text APIs to fly a drone? Like you integrate something and you say drone udo and the drone is getting flying. So Bhashini automatic speech recognition technology, you can use it. You can create your intent analyzer. This is how like the scope I'm just putting on your heads. Don't, it is not, you are not limited to listen what I am saying. You just have to use the API, use the power of Bhashini and develop on something on top of it. Right? So we are not creating any benchmark here. So you're free to innovate, you're free to think. Fourth problem statement is very close to my heart because when I joined Bhashini, I was working on this problem statement. So we have, Bhashini is having a live speech to speech software. Like if I start speaking in Hindi right now, you will hear in Marathi. That solution is available right now. And our Honorable Prime Minister, and right now also the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi is being transferred. He is using it. If he speaks in Hindi, we can broadcast his language in 15 different languages. See, this is the technology we have developed. But now it's an enhanced version. Just if you go through it, like it's real-time Marathi translation. So if I'm saying Ata Maji Satakli, I might be pronouncing wrong subtly, right? And there are some other words also that I might be pronouncing wrong. You might be pronouncing wrong, or the system is pronouncing wrong. The guy said text to speech. Text to speech of a computer might be very different, right? So you have to utilize the Bhashini APIs, build a solution of live speech to speech, and you have to log where the mistake is. And then creating like the Blazor guys are here, feedback loop you have to create so that you can collect the feedbacks, sending the data for the training again, make Marathi more and more accurate. If I'm not wrong, if Nagpur Marathi is very different than Mumbai Marathi, and a person from Aurangabad is speaking a very different Marathi, and I come from Delhi, I'm trying to speak Marathi, I am going making the Marathi go haywire, right? But if I want to understand, I'm having a zeal to learn Marathi, I should be having something. So this tool is going to be like someone who want to learn Marathi, because this is how we are going to preserve the language, right? I'm from Rajasthan, I don't have any scheduled Indian language. The moment we are navigating and we are migrating to the cities, we are leaving our language behind. So this problem statement is having a huge impact on society, and as a responsible citizens, it's a responsibility to preserve our language, right? So this is something like live translation, automatic translation of, this is a live translation into various domains. कोर्ट के अंदर जब सुनवाई होती है तो वहां पे in high courts the English is the language. And suppose if someone is going who knows Marathi and is starting speaking Marathi, judge will say, okay, come on next date, right? So there, if you apply this system, if a person is speaking in Marathi, judge is listening in English, makes sense. Integration of speech translation into education portals, Maha DBT, scholarship platforms. So we have we wrote these names just to ensure that you go to these websites and check, is there a component required or not for live speech to speech, right? If an agent is sitting, you are applying for a scholarship, you are typing in English, you know Marathi, but you are forced to type in English. Try to enable a voice component there where a person sitting on that particular side in Mantralaya and you are in Nagpur, you are communicating. The guy knows English, you know Marathi, but still you are communicating. So try to envisage more on the use case, what kind of use case you want to develop. So these are the 4 problem statement, and I think right now interacting with the audience who know AI much better than me, because you are studying. I passed out in 2012, so I'm right now in the application phase. You might be knowing AI better more than me. So these are the 4 problem statements, not limited to the use cases that we have mentioned, but yet we are open for the ideas, and you submit your idea in a very consolidated format. That's the reason we have not put any format. You are preparing one PDF, submit it. You are preparing a PPT, submit it, but submit it in a way that if a evaluator reads it, like we are having the good panelists here, if I show them that this is the idea, they should say the just, okay, it is good idea, I should take it forward, right? So these are the 4 problem statements. Quickly, I'll take you to the register button on top. It's a very small form that we have created, but even very lesser than other hackathon forms. Name, email ID, phone, state, city, district, pin code, and after that there is an idea submission, right? There is no account creation, nothing, no dashboard, nothing. Abhi ke liye there is no requirement of doing that. You just submit all the details, but on the top of category you have to select very diligently and very accurately, because this is how your idea is going to be shortlisted under the category. Are you an individual, startup? And we recently did a query addressing session, जिसमें हम लोगों ने कुछ क्वेरी एड्रेस किए थे. उसमें बच्चे कह रहे थे कि हम 4 लोग मिलके बना रहे हैं, बट हमारा स्टार्टअप है, नाम क्या है, नागपुर इंडस्ट्रीज प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, बट द कंपनी इज नॉट रजिस्टर्ड. So is it a startup or not? For us it is, yes. You can submit the name of the startup, but at the end, if you are winning that particular event, you have to get it registered through a DPIIT maturity, right? Stage 1, we are not saying that you should upload these certificates, but next you have to submit it, right? When you go back, there is another button of request for Udyat APIs. What is this? So Bhashini offers API through a platform. Platform name is onboarding portal. So they're Udyat APIs. You register here, आप यहाँ register करेंगे, अपनी details डालेंगे, student हैं, startup हैं, XYZ कैटेगरी सिलेक्ट करके आप जाएंगे, आपको API की रिक्वेस्ट करनी पड़ेगी। जैसे आप उस रिक्वेस्ट पे क्लिक करेंगे वो मेरे पास आएगी। देन आई चेक कि ये अंजू ने भेजा है, मंजू ने भेजा है, तंजू ने भेजा है, इसको एक्चुअली चाहिए या नहीं चाहिए, राइट? वी डू अ वैलिड चेक। तो आपको वहां पे डिटेल्स डालनी पड़ेंगे कि आप महा इनोवेशन चैलेंज के लिए इस APIs को यूज करना चाहते हो, आप ये प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हो, टेक्स्ट फॉर्मेट में आप लिखेंगे तो इट विल बी इजी फॉर मी टू अप्रूव फॉर यू कि हाँ ठीक है, इट इज कमिंग फ्रॉम द जेन्युइन पार्टिसिपेंट। सो यहाँ से आपको APIs मिल जाएंगे। सो हमने 4 चीजें कवर कर ली हैं अबाउट महा इनोवेशन हैकाथॉन चैलेंज, प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट्स, हाउ टू अप्लाई एंड APIs। अब इन 4 के अलावा और कुछ नहीं है इसके ऊपर, कोई इतनी बड़ी साइंस नहीं है, बट आई रियली वांट सम क्वेश्चंस टू कम। इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन प्लीज आस्क, देन विल बी मूविंग फॉर द panel discussion in which you are going to get more and more insights on problem statements that are given. Please, I'm open for the questions. Any questions? Stupid question bhi chalega, it's okay. Yeah, please. You can. Same process.
But over there, we have to register for the event name.
No, we are not limiting it for the event only. If you are having that API, you can write down a mail to us that, okay, this is what for the API, I want to use these APIs for my another project also. We will not disable your API after the event.
Okay, thank you so much.
Right? Yes. Any more questions? अभी तक किसी ने नहीं पूछा है भाषणी API में क्या क्या मिलता है? Blazer guys? We can move to the next session then? Just loud and clear, yaar. Okay. So thank you everyone. But still we are open for the questions. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to my colleague. Yes, please.
That means you have the ads in website and you are giving the API as well. So we just need to work on the integration and the functionality.
Yes.
And can you give us more detail on API, please?
That's a question that I asked.
I asked her.
Okay, but I'll answer you for this. भाषणी API 4 मेजर चीजों के ऊपर जो आपको चाहिए रहेंगे, टेक्स्ट टू स्पीच, स्पीच टू टेक्स्ट, न्यूरल मशीन ट्रांसलेशन एंड OCR, 4 बेसिक हैं। लेकिन उससे भी ऊपर कुछ टेक्नोलॉजीज ऐसी होती हैं जो स्पीच में काम आती हैं। जैसे मैं बोल के रुक गया हूं तो वॉइस एक्टिविटी डिटेक्शन भी होना चाहिए, वो भाषणी के पास अवेलेबल है। बात करते करते मैं किसी गलत भाषा का प्रयोग कर रहा हूं तो प्रोफैनिटी फिल्टर भी होना चाहिए। बात करते करते जो वर्ड्स मैं बोल रहा हूँ वो ग्लॉसरी भी एक होनी चाहिए, जो कहीं पे हो, अगर मैं कोई ऐसा वर्ड बोल रहा हूँ जो ट्रांसलेशन मॉडल के पास नहीं है तो ग्लॉसरी के पास होना चाहिए। देन अगर मैं आपसे जब बोल रहा हूँ कि आपको ये टूल्स बनाने हैं तो कुछ ऐसी सिचुएशन भी होगी जहाँ पीछे नॉइस होगा तो डीनॉइजर भी होना चाहिए। देन कुछ पंक्चुएशन मार्कर भी होने चाहिए कि एक्सक्लेमेशन, कॉमा, ये चीजें भी देखी जानी चाहिए। सो टोटल मिला के अभी 18 का इन्वेंट्री है। सो व्हेन यू गो टू द वेबसाइट bhashini.gov.in, under Arpan tab, you will see a services tab. Check those services. And then you go and you start looking forward for the actual implementation API की कैसे होनी है। हम लोग एक टेक्निकल सेशन भी करेंगे जिसमें हम आपको ये बताएंगे कि APIs काम कैसे कर रही हैं, ठीक है? लेकिन उससे पहले आपको API का बेसिक नॉलेज होना जरूरी है। आपका अकाउंट बना होना चाहिए, आपके पास पोस्ट गो टू अर्पन, अर्पन अर्पन सर्विसेज। सो ये सारी सर्विसेज हैं, ठीक है? मैंने बहुत कम बताई हैं आपको, लेकिन कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी ऐसी हैं जो बहुत ही हाई एंड टेक्नोलॉजीज हैं जिनको आपको अगर यूज करोगे, जैसे आपने कोई चैटबॉट बनाया और आप उसको बोल रहे हो कि मेरे 1000 रुपए नहीं आए। सो यूजुअली ऑटोमेटिक स्पीच रिकॉग्निशन 1000 को ह, जा, आ की मात्रा और र लेता है, बट आपको 1000 लेना है। तो वी हैव अ टेक्नोलॉजी अवेलेबल कॉल्ड इनवर्स टेक्स्ट नॉर्मलाइजेशन। So that's the reason I'm not going technical in this session because it's more to discuss. The moment आप इसके अंदर एंटर करना शुरू करोगे, you will come to know that language के क्या क्या challenges थे जो आप लोग actually cater कर सकते हो. So that's what I'm saying. 4 को मत देखना, try to submit the solution. So before we're moving to the panel discussion, we would like to have can you call Ram? We have some QR codes open. And we are reachable, right? We as a team, we are reachable to you, and you must be also reachable. So if we are doing this much thing, this much of effort, you guys should submit your ideas. At least from Nagpur, I should expect 200 plus ideas should come. If like we are having this much of Blazer guys sitting out there, and that to non-Blazer guys also. Okay, I think we have not played it, so let's just to have a bit of uh, a craze of hackathon, like how we build it. We will play one trailer for 1 minute. You just see if it gives you a kind of a goosebump feeling that you should go ahead and apply. Can you play this? It was cinematic. Let's clap. Hope it created a supportive environment, right? Okay, so moving forward, this is the QR code for the registration. You all can scan it right away so that you'll have the URL handy. Requesting all to scan the code and get the registration link. Though we will be sharing it with you on email also, as you all are have registered with us. We'll be sending the continuous updates. Yes, yes, yes. I'll be moving next. Yes, yes. Moving forward, next is you should follow this particular handle on LinkedIn. I request you all to follow because we are sending all the updates on our LinkedIn handle. So please scan and do it right away. This is kind of a mandatory thing because we are posting all the updates on LinkedIn, not on Twitter, not somewhere else. Yes, please. Yes. That's the reason we signed an MOU with the state and we are working with the state to cover more dialects that you have to test and come back to us. Right? Moving forward, we have another Mentimeter. I think we can skip that. So as ma'am mentioned, can you go to the website once? Website. So we are having yesterday was the last date, but because of the quality of the idea submission, we have extended date till 7th of March. So ensure like this outreach session is having, you are having enough time to submit your ideas, and just we are ensuring that we are hitting the right target here in Nagpur, inviting you guys. So we are expecting good amount of ideas. There will be a screening committee. After screening, we'll be calling you for the presentation. So there will be screening stage, there will be stage 2, then there will be a grand finale. Right? Usually that hackathon happens. Yeah. Go to Sayogi startups. Go below. There's a Maha hackathon. ठीक है? दिख रहा है आपको? View more details. Not velocity. Back. Maha hackathon challenge. Go down. It's being updated. नीचे 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 और नीचे. Go. More. So this is the timeline. Okay. So right now it's written as 22nd Feb. So it is going to be updated because just morning only we have now change the dates. So just refer to it, and there is a email ID also in the bottom. When you go the far bottom, बिल्कुल bottom में जाएंगे एक बार. There is a email ID, or it's not there. So it's gic.dibd. It's we'll be sharing you the inputs and the instructions on your emails also. So okay. So let's quickly move for the panel discussion, because I really want our panelists or our experts to give you more insights rather than me continuously speaking on the hackathon, right? So I can see the Blizzard guys are now sleeping. Uh, we are having a panel discussion, and I'm really happy that we are having a panelists with us who are from the domain and who will guide you all how you can build the solutions for these problem statements. So let me just invite the panelists, and then I'll be moderating, and I'll be shooting some questions based on the problem statement, so that आप लोगों को जो जानकारी चाहिए वो आप यहाँ से लेके जाएं. The panel discussion is role of language and AI in the strategy governance. That is problem statement 1, 2, 3, and 4. All 4 are covered. So I would like to invite Sri Ramakrishnan Raman, founder of CEO of Inverse AI. Please give a huge round of applause for sir. Sir is always available for startups and innovators to ensure that they get some insights. Second, we'd like to have Professor Sujit Kumar Sharma, sir. It's Professor IIM Nagpur. Please give a huge round of applause to sir, considering experience in AI, and he will be sharing more insights on that. We have Dr. Tausif Diwan, Associate Dean, IIIT. Please. You know, the more you clap, the more energetic you will be. So let's see how much energy we have. Then we have Mr. Kushal Katara, CEO, Raisoni Foundation Technology Business Incubator from Nagpur only. And we have Dr. Gauri Senior Professor in charge, AI Center of Excellence, Yashwantrao Chavan College of Engineering. And let me also call Ms. Priyanka Rajawat, CEO of Incubane Foundation, here from Nagpur only. Please, huge round of applause. So flow will be, we will be listening to the panelists first, and then post that particular discussion, and each submission, each one of their submission is completed, we'll be taking questions. Make sure at least आप लोगों ने मुझसे नहीं पूछा, but सबसे पूछें, right? Till the time you are having some takeaways from the session. So as the topic suggests, role of language and AI in the strategy governance, would like to start with Ramakrishnan sir, considering his experience and in actual implementation of AI and the use of language in preserving the culture and actually implementing something through inverse AI that is having an impact on ground. Sir, podium is yours, and how these particular problem statements and topic that is on strategy governance, how AI and language is playing its role, and how these young chaps can actually give their inputs in to sure that the strategy governance comes into the picture. Please.
Correct, lovely. Before that, quick show of hands. How many of you are toying around with AI? Just quick. Little bit of AI, doesn't matter. Wonderful. That's a great audience. I think we should give a good round of applause for yourselves. Right? Let us quickly understand what we are talking about. Right? We are talking about two things. We are talking about governance. We are talking about AI. We'll be super simple. We can go deep into AI, but that's not the objective. So when we talk of governance, what do we mean by governance? By governance, we mean citizen-centric aspects, right? What are citizen-centric aspects? Knowing certain policies, certain guidelines, certain initiatives of the government for the people, by the people, of the people. This is what is governance in a very simple language. Now, when we talk of governance and when we talk of how to implement it in a country like India, that is where languages come into play. That is where Bhashini comes into play. Why does languages come into play? As we heard in the first session, we've got 22 scheduled languages. We've got 122 major languages. What are major languages? Spoken by more than 1,000 people is a major language. And we have 1,600 dialects. Dr. Bhimrai, Maitriji talked about different dialects. So what is language to do with governance? Now we are talking in English, right? We are studying in good colleges, schools. We are talking in English. So we don't understand and appreciate the complexity of a language. But imagine you are in a Mafusil village, right? In Parli Vaijnath, right? In Maharashtra. Or in Konkan, right? Where Konkani language is spoken. Or Mangalore, where Tulu language is spoken. Or Palakkad, where Tamil Malayalam language is spoken, right? And then you are, as a citizen, you want to understand the policies, guidelines, initiatives, and maybe take benefits of that, or not violate those law of the land. That is where this language comes into play. So you should understand those languages. Now, when a policy comes and it is given in the website, it's given in certain languages, right? It's given in English. You can do couple of language switch. Can you switch it to 1,600 dialects? Many of them are not written languages. Okay, can you switch it to 122 languages, major languages? Not a solved problem yet, correct? But yes, you can do it for 22 languages. Bhashini is in 36 languages, right? So we looked at governance, we looked at languages, right? What is governance? What is language? Now, how do you solve these problems? Of course, technology. And AI is at the forefront of this, right? In solving a problem. Why AI? Why not any other technology? AI, because in simple words, AI, what is AI? Generative AI, right? I'm not getting into very complex things. I want to be rudimentarily simple so that we understand. It's a technology which makes machine human like, correct? We understand language. There are so many people who speak different languages, right? If there's a machine which can understand all the languages, because I know 4 languages, my father knew 8 languages, right? But not 22 languages. Definitely not 122. Forget 1,600 languages, right? So with AI, it's possible. So what I want to suggest all of you is to blend governance, language, and AI, and come up with problem statements, deeper problem statements within the broader set of the problem statements given in this, right? And solve it. That's the quick suggestion I would like to give.
So, sir gave the solution with the segregation. That sounds really good, sir. Would like to have more insights from Professor Sujit. It's like same on the same line, sir, where the language actually comes as a barrier in the governance when it comes to going to the remote areas. So, how you think like this problem can be addressed via this hackathon problem statements?
Yeah, language is quite important, and uh, the panelist has already talked about the language aspect. But before coming to language, the first point is how to identify a problem. Because we are going to develop a product, right? We are going to start a startup, right? Going to begin something new. So how to initiate that? That is the key point, right? That where the problems come from. Many times, like how to get an idea to come up with a new product, right? So for that, we need to understand technology. That is one important aspect. But it is not necessary that you should become expert in AI. But you should know that there is a input, there is a process, there is output. We are giving input, it is processing, and it is giving output. That much understanding you should have. and what capability AI comes up with, and how AI is different from other technologies. This is the technology which comes up with two important capabilities. One is prediction, another is comprehension. There was no technology before AI which could understand, which could comprehend, and in addition to this, perception. And now we need to look at what is happening in our society, what problem people are facing, and how can we marry these two things. One side, AI capabilities, another side, problems, what we see around us. We read newspaper, right? In newspaper, we see so many problems are coming. We observe. I give you one example. Like when I was working with IIM Trichy, we developed one application. The name of application was eParway. This is AI powered cataract screening application. It is available in Android. Here we looked at what is the number of ophthalmologists available in India per person. There is one ophthalmologist for 250,000 people, and number of cataract cases were increasing in deep south India. It is not possible for doctors to screen all these people. Here AI comes into the picture. AI can help solving the problem, right? So we need to look at what is the problem and how technology can help in solving that. And then what we are talking about the language. The next layer comes the language, because language is very important. The translation, right? Like we developed that eParway application. There, if the volunteer and the user is not understanding the language, then we cannot use the application. Application is of no use. And then governance aspect. Here, governance plays a very critical role. In early 90s, the concept of corporate governance was introduced. And these days, we are talking about data governance. That is a new phenomena emerging. Like who can have access to what data? Like if I take example of eParway, that application we developed for screening cataract. Here we are taking image of an eye. And when we are taking image of an eye, it gives you unique data point. There is a possibility of misuse. So here governance comes into the picture. So we need to understand that aspect too, right? So broadly, I would like to say that we need to understand problem first well, and then see how we can marry with the technology. And then language and then governance comes into the picture. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So finally, one more thing, important thing came up for the data governance also. So if you are building something and if you're taking something from outside, make sure it's compliant, not just you're taking from somewhere and building something. Moving forward from Dr. Diwan, specifically not just sticking to the problem statements, the set of problem statement of AI in governance, sir, what's your views of like what other panelists just shared? That role of language in governance is one, how to implement that, and what should be the right strategy to ensure that whatever these guys are developing should keep there in mind. Like these kind of components I have to keep in mind while I'm developing a solution for this.
Yes, sir. So language plays a very important role, as sir has also suggested. Basically, we want solution and the problem also to understand in our own native language. So this is the most important thing. There are various portals of the government of Maharashtra and the government of India also, in which we want that solution should be posted in our native language. Suppose we are having some helpline for any of the department, then we want that we can say something in our native language, say this software can understand this, and accordingly they can respond. So coming back to this data of this, basically the modality comes into picture. I will just touch some of the technical aspects here. So basically in all these conversion like text to speech, suppose one textual modality is there and we want to convert it into speech or vice versa, or some visual is also there. So it is just like processing of this modality. Basically, it is just like if you talk about any model, like any AI model, so it is just a game of the representation, how you are presenting or how you are representing the data. The performance of the model or performance of the AI model is completely dominated by the cleanliness and the effectiveness of the data representations. So this is one of the most important aspects. Second thing that you should understand in that the effectiveness or the outcome of this. Basically, suppose you are converting one language to another language, or one script is given in the audio form and then you are generating some other form. So what is the precision of this? Some of the more softwares are also available. Like Bhashini is doing a great job in this regard. So you can see these things tech languages are there. So you can convert one language from one language to other language. But we need to work upon the precision of this, like how we can increase the precision of this. Some other things that we should look into the some of these technological conversion side, that is nothing but they should be interpretable, that should be explainable, and some sort of responsibility should be there. So here if you talk about AI model, specifically large language models, so this bias and fairness comes into picture. So we need to also look into that our model which is doing all these jobs, so that should be some responsibility should be associated with the model so that it can generate fair output as compared to inappropriate outcomes. So this is one of the aspects of all these models. Thank you.
Yeah, I think like while implementing a lot of things in the government, central government departments, we also face those challenges of handling the format, specifically when implementing a use case. And you might be also implementing a use case based approach. So these challenges will come. So it's very important to address that. All three, 4 points that are being listed, I think I am noting it down. I can't see someone else is noting, so I'll share it with you. If you want, you can take it from me. I'll give you the points I'm highlighting. Coming to the startup and incubation part of this particular thing, we have Mr. Kushal, CEO Raisoni Foundation, TBI. Uh, Mr. Kushal, what specifically, if I say these problem statements are bit of niche problem statement that we have sourced, because it's of open innovation model. How TBI is playing its role in that, and do you have any references of any startups who are working in the similar domain? You want to share some experiences?
Yeah, sure. So am I audible? Yeah. First of all, let me start with addressing the significance of language in the AI. So, how many of you guys have used Uber or Ola auto services? Okay, great. How many of you have used UPI to make transaction to street vendors, fruit vendors, or pan shops, 18 rupees transactions? Okay, many of you guys. So how that has been possible? So that has been possible because see, these guys are not educated enough to understand English fully in their capacity. So there is a regional touch is required. So either the application should be in either Hindi, Marathi, Telugu, Tamil, wherever the particular respective vendor or that person is. So that's where language kind of integrates the system so that it makes it accessible for everyone basically, because for you guys English version is always there, but for those who are not you can say literate enough, so for them making some solution in their regional language is quite kind of crucial. So that is there. And talking about startups in AI and governance, so let me tell you an example of one of our startup, Moodscope. So Moodscope, have built a software system for security surveillance cameras. So what they built is like they built a software that will capture your image and create 100 different versions of it. Like if you're a boy, how will you look in belt state, without mustache, with cap, without cap, with goggles, in burqa. It will also identify your walking pattern and like how you stand, your posture and all. So whenever you come in disguise, it will kind of identify that this person is this one. So that's how that's what they've built. Now since the AI has been so accurate, now they are in talks with this thing. So now they are providing this solution to government of Maharashtra in for one of the roads. So their software is being used in CCTV cameras that you can see in the roads. Okay, for security surveillance to identify some aspects. So that's why. So that is one of the keys that AI is being used, and then there are certain ways you can see, like you might have so in the rural areas, like there is, you might have came across that in rural areas there is no presence of specialized doctors in very rural areas. And so in that case, AI software is being developed in healthcare industries. Like there are many startups. One of our startups have built this thing so that detects mouth cancer or oral issues that are there. By you just have to take a picture of your mouth in different angles, so the app will tell you like how to click it, and that is available in the regional language, because again that is made for rural areas. For urban areas you can directly visit to dentists and all, but in rural areas, especially in a region where there is not specialized persons are accessible or available, so the AI already detects like if there is a high level of cavity or certain kind of issue. That similar kind of solution are there for cataract. And so that's why AI is kind of helping you to connect to the very rural areas and to cater to the different aspects of the country and in different areas. Not exactly healthcare, not exactly security, but that now Moodscope is again developing the same system to identify animals, like in forest areas, to particularly identify that this particular tiger is named this person, this is the name of that particular tiger, this tiger is spotted there and all. So once you build a solution, the use cases can be expanded. And yeah, so then the rural touch and can be gained by integrating languages in it.
Thank you, Kushal. So, got an idea that already in domain, some of the startups are working specifically where language is being catered. So, it's very good to hear that in the city something is happening and there's a buzz around language in the city. So, I'll just quickly go to your colleague Priyanka that specifically mentioned by Kushal that yes, startups are working in these lines. These four problem statements are coming from the niche domain, right? And self-explanatory mode of problem statements are much required, or the startups working in this particular domain know these problems very well. Can you please throw some light on it?
Hello. Yeah. So I think it's a high time for the AI. It can be like everybody is moving from one state to another state for probably learning or for the earning. So these problems can be, these language barriers problem can be solved with the help of AI. There's a one problem from the startup point of view, but there's another problem from the incubator. So you can think about like how AI enabled incubators can help or can help the startup success or accelerate their success. So think about that, like how we can build a AI incubators, AI enabled incubators. So the startup problems also resolve in that. For example, if we thought like what a problem incubator can have, so manually mentoring, if we talk about from the point of view of the incubator, it's a very difficult, because to connect with the right person or to correct a startup to connect with the right mentor is a very difficult nowadays, because nobody knows the qualities they have. So in that case AI can help them to finalize the correct mentor, from where they get the funds, and from how they can enable the team or making their team members. That can be a along with this, like there is a problem statement, but that can be also you think about that, how we can build an incubator, AI enabled incubators. Thank you.
Another more insight at the fifth point I'm writing down, that your team must consist of the domain experts so that you can have a right member in your team so that your mentor can also be mapped later on. Thank you, Priyanka. From the same line from the academics, we have Dr. Gauri as well. Ma'am, would like to know what is being done at your institution and what kind of points you would like to highlight here based on these problem statements that participants should take up.
Thank you. Uh, Hello, everyone. So basically, this governance and language, that these are very two important terms. Wherever the governance is to be carried out smoothly, so we need to take help of the language. And as India is having varied languages, so every part of the governance might suffer if the language is not taken care properly. Just recently we had one I witnessed one very good situation. Like we purchased one property in Karnataka, and when we wanted to complete all the formalities, that time we were not aware about the local language there, and we had to take help of many of the tools. That kind of problem statement I gave to the students at my institute, and we could work on it, so that even if I do not understand the language, but the formats which are in their local language, any local language or regional language, I could understand them properly, and then I could fulfill all the requirements of the registrar office there. So these kinds of things would definitely help wherever we go to any region, any state of India. So similar kind of documents are there in different formats. People do not understand, every person does not understand English language, so if those are available in the local languages, so those will be of great help. Like the legal documents, some cases are there, so if I want to understand how many different formats I need to fill, or what can be the judgment for this kind of situation, so I can take help of the documents which might be available in the regional languages. So that is very very important. And I would urge the students, if you want to contribute in such kind of development, so just look around yourself. Many of the problems are there which are socially relevant problems, and those might be helpful for your household purpose, the social cause also. And if you just look around, you will come up with many of the great ideas and solutions you can provide through these kinds of hackathons. Definitely you have larger scope in college itself, in administration itself. We have good governance, so for that purpose also, while teaching learning also, we take care that every student might not be aware with the English language. So we have to convert our ideas in order to make them understand the things and go ahead. We have to translate everything into the local language, so that kind of governance also we need to take into account. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gauri. So with this panel discussion comes to an end. We'll be taking Q&A along with one more session on drone set. So would like to have Amitabh sir please to come on stage and facilitate our panelists for this panel discussion of role of language and AI in strategy governance. Please have a huge round of applause for the panelists, please. Yeah. Yes, sir, please. You can take all. You can take all. Fine. No problem. So we'll be felicitating Dr. Tosi first, from Associate Dean from Triple IT Nagpur. Next we have Professor Sujit Kumar Sharma sir from IIM Nagpur. Please felicitate Mr. Ramakrishnan sir, founder, CEO Inverse AI. I'd like to have Mr. Kushal Katara, CEO Raisoni TBI. And we have Ms. Priyanka Rajawat from Nagpur University, TBI. It's Incubane Foundation, Nagpur University. And the last, Dr. Gauri, Senior Professor in Charge, AI Center of Excellence, Yashwantrao Chavan College of Engineering. So thank you, everyone. We will be joining back after lunch. So you can proceed for the lunch. I can see some hungry faces. Go get some good brunch and come back with energy so that we can have another discussion of this drone segment and Q&As. Just wait for 5 more minutes. Be seated. Things are getting prepared.
like जैसे विदर्भ में किसको
Okay, I think we can go for now. We can go for lunch now. We'll be assembling at, yeah. Huh? Listen everyone, ये बैक साइड में ही लंच का अरेंजमेंट है. होप एवरीवन हैज सीन दैट. गो देयर एंड एंजॉय लंच एंड प्लीज कम बैक टू द सेम वेन्यू बाय 2:30 p.m. थैंक्स.